So my name is Shin-Yu. I'm currently based in the California Bay Area, specifically San Francisco. Um, I would say one of the unique things about me is from childhood on, I've lived in the East Coast, in the South, in Southern California, back to the Midwest for residency, and then back to NorCal because that's where some of our family is based at. So I've really enjoyed, being adaptable to different cultures and different states and be resilient. So my residency in the Midwest was a 1-year focus ambulatory care clinical pharmacy residency, public health and academia. So that's really where I kind of started my career. I moved out back to San Francisco, mostly for family reasons, since we started having a family. And so for the last 10 years, I would say my focus has been academia, public health, ambulatory care, and now I'm currently in administration. So, yep, all of those things still continue to interest me, and I love talking about patient care and also like leadership development. So for myself and for others. So.
That's great. And so obviously, so great background. And then so as far as like today, so what kind of led you into kind of wanting to, be a mentor?
When I first found PCC, and I was thinking about like what's something that really brings me a lot of joy, and I realized actually in the last 10 years in particular, especially serving in the academic world, right? You come into time with a lot of students, trainees, residents, and I have always just loved hearing about the different interests, right? That students might have, like, oh, I want to do this with my degree. How do I get there, right? And actually seeing them get there is exhilarating. And I realized, wow, I can actually do something with this interest of mine. And so when I came across PCC, I was like, wow, you can actually have a job in career coaching somebody. This is fabulous. This is great. To be honest, I think sometimes people don't know what they can do with their degree. And having had colleagues in different facets of pharmacy allows me to connect a client or a trainee to that network. And it's really, really fun to open people's eyes to the fact that, like, there's a lot more out there than the traditional route. Like, I just had another client go into like functional medicine, another one, thinking about maybe I want to be an owner of an independent pharmacy, right? Another person who jumped from, long-term care to inpatient. So, it's never a straight line. And that's the fun part, right? Life is a roller coaster, and so can your career.
I love that. And is there like one client in particular that kind of stands out where, they've kind of undergone a pretty big career transition?
Yes, and there's one that stands out, and I think this particular client stands out because they've been working, I think, for 3 to 5 years in that range, and they were really, really, really wanted to go into inpatient pharmacy. And they originally started on the community care side, the retail side. And this particular client just did not know how to get there. And she did not feel like she could get there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And in our very first session, I don't know, maybe because I like being a cheerleader in some sense, she's like, wow, I'm that marketable. I had no idea that light bulb moment is what I live for as a career coach. Is when someone realizes, wow, I'm great. And I was like, yeah, you are. Because even though you started on the community care side, you've done some long-term care. You are clinical because every day that you verify a prescription, you're looking for drug-drug interaction. You are reviewing the safety of that medication. There is a clinical component to what you're doing. And there are transferable skills that she did not realize that she had. And she'd been PIC too. So that's some, managerial, administration, regulatory, operational management that's built in. And so in that very short half an hour session, we've built up a client who may not have had that much confidence to begin with. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. So it's like really helping clients find that confidence and really see their immense value, I guess.
Yeah. And can I just say that
Yeah.
that client is starting a new inpatient hospital job next week?
Wow. That's it.
Yep.
Hey,
That's right.
that's exciting. That's amazing.
PCC works, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just realizing that there's an expertise that we offer and we're worth it, right, in the long run. So,
Oh, that's amazing. Well, so what do you think, let's see, is the best way for like one candidate to stand out over another?
Kurt, I think as human beings, we desire for a formula, right? Like, tell
Mm,
me the formula, tell me the algorithm, because right, as long as you tell me the formula, it's going to work for me. A plus B equals C, or 1 plus 2 equals 3. It's always going to work.
mhm,
The issue is that's not how life works, right?
mm,
Every client is different than another client. There's not a formula here. And that's exactly why we have career coaching. The role of the coach is to look at the client as a whole and say, these are the things that make you marketable. This is your special formula,
mm,
right? One of my favorite sessions is perfecting the elevator pitch, right? What are the 3 things that make you unique? And helping a client realize, wow, I am marketable. Or sometimes, the harder conversation is maybe I need to just do a little bit more training, right? Or I just need to close this gap and I'm going to go rock it on to that dream job. And that's the fun part of being a coach. So going back to your question of what makes one candidate stand out than another, it's very client specific.
mm.
And that's why I have a job. That's why I love being a coach, right?
Yeah,
That's my job as a career coach. So
I got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so, because obviously a lot of the clients, it seems like that you're working with, you're helping them make some sort of a pivot or career transition. Um, is there any kind of like high level advice that you would give pharmacists that are interested in making a career transition, but maybe in the back of their head, they're like, but I don't have experience in long-term care, so I can't do that. Or like the example you have with someone that doesn't have the hospital experience.
yeah, Kurt, I'm going to pivot back and say one of the videos I watched it was a video that you had produced, and I always think back to what you said in that video, which
Mm,
is one, career coaching is important because again, it helps the client look at what are those unique skills about what's unique about my experience, right? That's why there's a career coach. But the number 2 piece of advice I have is networking.
mm,
It is about who is in your network, and if they're not, who is someone that that they know. Because maybe they might not be able to get your job, but they can get you an interview. Just get that open, just open that door just even an inch. Get your foot in the door,
mm.
and that's all you need, right? So
Yeah.
I find that I'm gonna be honest with you, Kurt. I wasn't on LinkedIn before.
Mm,
But having joined, it is an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool. And I love that part of one of the packages that PCC offers is LinkedIn optimization. And I think that in itself is worth its weight in gold, because when you grow your connections, you reach out to people that you may not have in a long time, and they just happen to have a connection to a company you're interested in. So I would encourage clients who may not be on LinkedIn, who may not be growing their network, to do so, because it just takes that one call, that one person, just like you said in your video.
mm. Yeah, I know. It seems like everyone make it to be a big thing, but it yeah, literally is just like one, yeah, just one connection,
Yeah.
one conversation,
Yep.
can change everything. So yeah, that's great. And so a lot of people that have been going on this journey on their own, like some people years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they're feeling stuck, they're getting rejected,
Yeah.
so they're kind of psychologically not in a good place, I would say,
Yeah.
from a confidence level. I guess, like, what words of encouragement do you have for like people like that are just kind of feeling stuck, that maybe think that they you know, a better job doesn't exist for them.
Yeah. Well, you know, two pieces of advice come to my mind initially, and that's, you know, I'm not the type of person that likes to say the things that people say, which is, oh, don't give up. It's going to be okay. Just keep trying. What you're doing, it's sad. It's not working, right? So it's time to make a change to your strategy. So, and what is that, right? So get help. And I always tell clients this. It's not, will I get a new job? It's when you get a new
Mm.
job and how you get a new job,
Mm.
right? Change your mindset. It's your mindset. There are resources out there. And I think, you know, there was a recent post on PCC's, is it LinkedIn page, where it talked about, and it occurred to remind me, but investing in PCC will pay off like enormously. Like, think about the loss of income and the joy that you're losing by not getting the job that you want. But if you invest your time, energy, and finances into a coaching program, right, in the short term, think about the huge gain in joy for the years to come in the career that you want. So for those who are stuck after months or maybe years of applying to jobs using your own strategy, I know it might be a lot of money and it's a lot of effort to engage in a program like this, but it is worth the time. And I say that because I have clients who big wins, right?
Mm.
And they say, wow, it is an investment, but I have no regrets in doing this because I'm so much happier starting the new job. Better home life because you're happy at work, right? So, you know, I would say change your strategy,
Mm.
change your mindset, and get help because now's the time,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, I know it's interesting. So it's so for people that have a job that are dissatisfied, so like you know that's all your time, energy, you're in this environment, you're not happy. And then on top of that, especially if you're applying, then you're getting kind of like this rejection or you're feeling stuck. So it's
yeah,
that's just a lot of a big negative charge to take on. And so yeah, so it's just like, yeah, we gotta get you out of that because it's, you're right, it
that's
just,
right.
I mean, it's your own health, it's you know, your family, your loved ones and everything around you. So yeah, it's important to, like, you're dissatisfied, things aren't working, like make that change. Because like your example, I mean, what you've been able to do as a mentor, as a coach, I mean, just, I mean, you are completely transforming these people's lives, you know, one person at a time. So it's remarkable. So thank you so much for your time. I guess, is there any other, you know, parting thoughts or pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
I, I know people are really hurting right now. You know, there's high levels of burnout, I think, in healthcare in general, right? You know, especially with the pandemic. And I think the burnout highlights even more clients who are very dissatisfied where they're at. So just like you said, Kurt, like, don't stay there, right? Because I think when you are more happy and satisfied at work, that will radiate into other parts of your life. Um, and really, that's the beauty of it. I think even though I might be labeled as a career coach, I would think that all of these clients are our colleagues, and we just want something different and happier for you. And so it's always a privilege and honor to journey with our clients and to see where they go. And I love hearing from my clients, you know, after they start their new job. It's like, I had no idea. This is wonderful. Thank you for getting me out. You know, I think that's, for me, is the biggest satisfaction and biggest win for PCC. So
Yeah, well,
let
that's,
us help you.
yeah, oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. You know, it's great to hear your perspective, and yeah, we really appreciate everything you do. So thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Kurt.